I've just returned from a solo trip to Arctic Norway in a camper van. Did you know that located west of Tromsø, the Arctic capital, is an underrated and wild island that's often described as Little Norway? Senja is the second largest Norwegian island, and it's got a little bit of everything that Norway has to offer. Ideal if, like me, you're easily overwhelmed by the huge possibilities when going to somewhere like Norway. I flew directly from Bristol in the UK to Tromsø. Definitely book a window seat if you ever fly to Tromsø in the daylight. Insane. Picked up a camper van near the airport, filled it up with food, and then drove 3.5 hours west to Senja. Whilst there, I hiked to the summit of Husfjellet, not sure if I'm saying that right, which has one of the best views of the island. Sadly, it was claggy at the top, but just dropping back down below the cloud opened up some incredible landscapes. Cinnamon buns are a must. In fact, any pastry in Norway is an elite experience, especially on a mountain. I swam in the Arctic waters at Steinfjord on the dramatic northeastern side of the island. This was also a great location to stay in the van for a couple of nights. I love the freedom in Norway with the right of access, allemannsretten, again not sure if I'm saying that right, which encourages respect for nature and the freedom to sleep under the stars as long as you're 150 metres away from the nearest house or cabin. And the country is set up for it. They've got plenty of public toilets, bins and waste disposal points. I paid about £8 to stay in this car park, and it had a toilet and a bin.
When I first drove in here, I thought this was a hot tub.
It's a bin.
I thought, oh, this park up's fancy. Hot tub.
They use an app called Easy Park for most car parks, and I never used cash once in Norway. I also snowshoed part of the way to Baden from Medfjordbotn. I'd hired these snowshoes and poles with the van, first time using them.
Is there a left and a right?
And the pièce de résistance of this trip for me was camping under the Aurora Borealis with a view of the mighty Segla. Despite the amount of tourists in Ugg boots giving me an absolute heart attack on the cliffs here, in winter this place isn't to be messed with. I can't believe the conditions aligned. This night will stick with me forever. To find my hikes, I firstly picked up trail ideas from All Trails and YouTube. I then assessed the terrain on the map for its doability in winter conditions, based on my own experience and capability. I used the Hiker app and a paper map. I also used the Norwegian website ut.no, which shows you all the mountain huts and loads of routes. It is in Norwegian. Google Translate is your friend, boys. It's really important to keep an eye on the weather conditions and avalanche risk levels when you're in Norway and match your hikes accordingly. I found this to be the best site for forecasts, and it's also got webcams on it, which was really useful for assessing road conditions. And for aurora predictions, I used the app called My Aurora Forecast. Norway is absolutely one of the best countries I've ever been to. There is endless adventure, the people are great, the landscapes are huge. If you want to feel small, go to Norway. And it's great to be in a country with an obvious respect for nature.